Guys, certainly plenty of questions to answer after the dismissal of Deikiel Williams, in particular with leadership. Brandon, who steps up, not only on the field, but just in general in this locker room? Who is a leader in this locker room after a situation like this?
Not a lot of clear answers there. I asked Gus Malzahn, 2 players, and in fact, even in the preseason, we've been asking these questions about who are the leaders in this team, and not one name is specifically mentioned. Gus Malzahn says it's the seniors. There are 18 seniors on the team. There were 19 until Duke Williams got booted off the team, and he was described as a leader back in the spring. So they're not naming specific guys, whereas 2 years ago, guys would say D Ford, Trey Mason, Nick Marshall. You're not getting that with this team, and that can be a concern, I'm sure, for the fans. Maybe it's coach speak and it filtering down the players where they just want to make it, everybody's happy, you know what, we have a lot of players that are leaders on this team. But when you sit there and have to think and you're not mentioning specific names, that sends a red flag up, in my opinion.
Same. And Wes, we heard from 2 players tonight, Jonathan Jones, who was one of those player reps at SEC Media Days, and Jonathan Wallace, who's the offensive captain, but was also here in 2012 when he saw both a quarterback situation that is increasingly looking quite similar to what he went through in 2012, and also some turmoil in the locker room in 2012. And they spoke of their reaction both as individually and as a team.
Right. I mean, they basically said that they hope the best for Duke Williams. They're sorry to see him go, but they have to move forward. And I mean, that's just kind of the situation that they're in right now. You know, they realize that people have to step up, and basically the time is now for that. You know, I mean,
it's only 5 to 7 more weeks to really figure it all out.
Right.
Yeah. And when Jonathan Wallace has to give the most poignant statement, I think, of the evening, and that it was something that had to be done. He personally loves Duke, wishes the best for him, but it's something that had to be done. When that's coming from, obviously, yes, your offensive captain, but also someone who's not in a particularly large role in this offense, is way down the depth chart at wide receiver, ironically enough, at Deikiel Williams' position, former position at the wide receiver position, but also an emergency quarterback. When that is the only player anyone can identify as taking a real solid standpoint and stance on an issue, that's problematic for this team. It's not a knock on Jonathan Wallace. It's just saying that why isn't anybody else doing that? And that's a topic that Auburn's
Jonathan
gonna have to
Wallace
address.
is the guy who's had to, I think, answer for Duke twice now as a captain. And we've talked to Duke Williams, what, a total of 4 or 5 times?
5 times in his career, and not since April.
Career. And the guy who should be answering for himself is not able to do so.
I think part of the problem with this, though, is, I mean, typically quarterbacks are supposed to be leaders, and obviously the quarterback situation here right now is kind of up in the air because Jeremy Johnson didn't really work out for the first 3 games, and they turned to a redshirt freshman. So not really a whole lot of leadership at quarterback right now. And then on defense, you know, Carl Lawson was named captain before the season. Obviously, he's been hurt, so that kind of takes that role a little bit away, I think. I mean, obviously, he's going to still be at practice and stuff, but in terms of being in the field, being in games, all that stuff, I think that Jeremy and Carl, you could point to as 2 leaders that maybe would have been, you know, more effective at this point. So.